After the lifespan of a particular asset, we will sell that asset, and whatever the amount what we get, that is known as what? Scrap value. Original cost of the asset minus scrap value divided by life of the asset. Then we'll get the depreciation. In return down value method, the book value of an asset can be never reduced to 0. Calculate depreciation under straight line method, or they might ask calculate depreciation under original cost method. Both are same. Hello everyone, I am Harshita, lecturer, Department of Commerce, Vidhyashram PU College, the Temple of Excellence, Mysore. My dear students, today we are in the second session of chapter 7 of part B, that is depreciation, provisions and reserves. So my dear students, I have already told you, you will be having part A as well as part B. Under part A, we have discussed all the chapters. Under part B, this is the first chapter, that is chapter 7, depreciation, provisions and reserves. So let us quickly recall what we have discussed in a previous session. So in a previous session, I have covered this topic. We have learned few of the concepts on depreciation. So we have learned introduction about depreciation. So what is this depreciation is all about? And I have already told you depreciation is calculated on fixed asset of the organization. Next, meaning of depreciation. So what is the meaning of depreciation? Recall once again. So it is a decline in the value of or decrease in the value of fixed asset by their gradual span of time is known as what? Depreciation. Next, definition of depreciation. So we have already discussed one of the important definition on depreciation. Next one is special features or characteristics of depreciation. So what are the various features? So how or what is the actual meaning of depreciation? We'll come to know by saying this features or characteristics of depreciation. Next, causes of depreciation. So what are the various causes for depreciation? So it may be span of time, or it may be due to accident, or it may be due to obsolescence where the asset is going to be outdated, where we have to calculate the depreciation. So we have learned several reasons to calculate the depreciation. Next one is need, importance or objectives of calculating the depreciation. And then last topic what we have discussed is factors determining depreciation, or why we have to calculate depreciation. What are the various factors we have to include while calculating the depreciation. So these are the few concepts what we have discussed in a previous session. In today's session, we shall continue with new topic. I have already told you. So we are going to discuss about the methods of depreciation in the particular topic. So let us see what are the various methods for providing or allocating the depreciation. So these are the few important methods to calculate depreciation, but in your syllabus, that is in your first PUC syllabus, we are having only two important methods. So we are going to solve on that particular two important methods only, and I have told you it is a very important practical problem for 12 marks. So it is a very important problem for 12 marks. Either they will ask any of the method out of two methods. So I'll tell which is that method and how you have to calculate. So various methods have been devised for providing depreciation. So there are various methods which is been used to calculate depreciation on fixed asset. So different methods are suitable for different assets depending upon the nature and type of the asset. So depending upon their nature and type, we are going to choose out of any of the methods. These methods are enumerated as under. So let us see what are the various types of method. And my dear students, in your exam, you might get a question. Write any two methods of calculating depreciation, or write any two methods for providing depreciation. And I have told you the weightage of this chapter is 14 marks. You can expect 12 marks one question and 2 marks one question. So the total weightage of this chapter is how much? 14 marks. So for 2 marks, they might ask a simple problem on depreciation, that is calculation of depreciation, or you might get a theory question also for 2 marks. And for 12 marks, I have told you, you will be having 2 methods to calculate depreciation. That is, you will have a problem on straight line method or a problem on written down value method. So in your syllabus, you are going to learn or you are going to calculate depreciation under straight line method and written down value method. Very important method to calculate depreciation. Which are these methods? Straight line method and written down value method. Next you have annuity method, and the fourth type is depreciation fund method, and the next one is insurance policy method. Next one is revaluation method, and the next one is depletion method, and next one is machine hour rate method. But in your syllabus, I have told you, you are going to learn these two methods, that is straight line method and written down value method. In today's session, let us see what is the straight line method, what is this written down value method, what is the difference between straight line method and written down value method, so that you can, for you, in order to solve the problem, it will be easy if you know these two methods. So, now you have learned what are the various types of methods. Now let us move on to the next concept, that is straight line method. So we are going to learn about straight line method, and it is also one of the important method for calculating depreciation. Now what do I mean by straight line method? This method is also termed as original cost method. So even though if they ask in the problem, calculate depreciation under original cost method, then which method you have to follow? Straight line method, because straight line method is also called as what? Original cost method, because under this method depreciation is charged at a fixed percentage. So this you have to remember. How the depreciation is charged? It will be fixed. So it will not be fluctuating. It will be fixed from one year to another year. So it is called as what? Straight line method or original cost method, on the original cost of the asset. So we'll come to know how we are going to calculate. Time being, you remember, straight line method is also called as original cost method, where the depreciation will be fixed from year after year. It does not change. It will be fixed in nature. So it is called as what? Straight line method. The amount of depreciation remains equal. So it will be same. Suppose in the first year, if the depreciation calculated is 10,000 and the depreciation has to be calculated for all the 3 years, then the depreciation will be same for all the 3 years. Clear? Here the depreciation year after year, it will be equal from year to year, and as such the method is also known as equal installment method or fixed installment method. So we have learned 4 names for straight line method. So which are the name? Straight line method, original cost method, and it is also called as equal installment method, or it is also called as fixed installment method. But in your question paper, normally they will ask calculate depreciation under straight line method, or they might ask calculate depreciation under original cost method. Both are same. Under this method, the amount of depreciation is calculated by deducting. So what we have to deduct? By deducting the scrap value. Now what do you mean by scrap value? I have discussed in the last class. So after the lifespan of a particular asset, we will sell that asset, and whatever the amount what we get, that is known as what? Scrap value. So here what we have to do? We have to deduct that scrap value from the original cost of the asset, and then by dividing the remaining balance by the number of years of its estimated life. Time being, you remember, if you know the formula, you'll come to understand this. What you have to do? From the original cost, we have to deduct the scrap value divided by lifespan of an asset. I'll give an example so that you can clearly understand. Now, I think you understood what is the straight line method. So, remember, straight line method is also called as original cost method. Why it is called as straight line method? Because the value of depreciation will be fixed in nature. Year after year, the depreciation does not change. It will be fixed in nature. So it is called as what? Straight line method. And it also called as equal installment method or fixed installment method. Now, how to calculate depreciation? Original cost minus scrap value divided by life of the asset. I'll tell the formula also. Under this method, the amount of depreciation is calculated by the following formula. So there is a formula. So what is the formula? Depreciation is equal to original cost. So we have to take into consideration original cost of asset, minus scrap value, divided by life of the asset, or we can write it as estimated life of the asset. Hope you are clear with the formula. So what is the formula? Original cost of the asset minus scrap value divided by life of the asset. Then we'll get the depreciation. So this is a formula for depreciation under straight line method. Hope you are clear with this. So yearly depreciation is equal to original cost of the asset estimated minus scrap value divided by estimated life of the asset, or you can directly write this formula. For example, if the original cost of the asset is how much? Rupees 1 lakh. Now what is the original cost? That is 1 lakh. Okay. Now what is the formula? Original cost of the asset minus, let us see whether they have given scrap value. Suppose they have not given the scrap value, then original cost divided by life of the asset. Okay. So original cost is 1 lakh and its scrap value is likely to be 15,000. So what is the scrap value? 15,000. Deduct that 15,000 because our formula, what does it tell? Original cost of the asset minus scrap value divided by what is the life of the asset after his estimated life is 10 years. What is the life of the asset? 10 years. The depreciation written off will be, so depreciation is equal to cost of the asset is 1 lakh minus scrap value 15,000 divided by life of the asset. So how much? 1 lakh minus 15,000, that is rupees 85,000 divided by 10. Then what is the depreciation? Rupees 8,500. So this would be the depreciation. So what is the formula? I have told you original cost minus scrap value divided by life of the asset. And we had solved a simple problem on calculation of depreciation under straight line method. Now moving on to the next method, that is second important method is what? Written down value method. Hope you are clear with straight line method. Now come to written down value method. Under this method, as the value of the asset goes on diminishing, in the sense the value of an asset goes on decreasing, year after year, the amount of depreciation charged every year also goes on declining. What happens here? In straight line method, the value of an asset will be same. Correct? In straight line method, the value of an asset will be same. But in written down value method, it goes on decreasing. It goes on diminishing. So this written down value method is also called as diminishing value method. Why it is called as diminishing value method? Because year after year, the depreciation or the value of an asset goes on decreasing. For example, if a machine is purchased for rupees 10,000. Now what is the value of machine? 10,000. It is rupees 10,000 and depreciation is to be charged at 10%. So in the first year, if the depreciation is, or if the value of an asset is 10,000. So how to calculate depreciation for the first year? That is 10 divided by 100. So value is 10,000 into 10%, that is 10 divided by 100. So what is the actual value of depreciation in the first year? It is rupees 1,000. Now in the second year, so you have to deduct this 1,000. That is for the second year, what happens? Your actual value is how much now? That is 9,000. So how do you get this 9,000? Value was 10,000 minus first year depreciation was 1,000. Clear? Now the actual value is 9,000 into 10%. So your percentage remains same, 10%. Now what is the actual value? 9,000 into 10%, that is 900. Clear? Here what happens? In the first year, 1000 was the depreciation. Second year it is 900. Now for the third year, the value of an asset decreases again. Now here it is how much? That is, in the second year it was 9000 minus, what was the depreciation? 900. So what is the actual value now? 8100. In the third year, the value of an asset is how much? 8100 into percentage 10%. So what is the actual depreciation now? 810. In the third year, see, the depreciation is not same. Whereas in straight line method, year after year, the depreciation will be same. But here, it goes on decreasing. Now, how to calculate in the second year? 10,000 minus 1,000, you'll get 9,000. On this 9,000, you have to calculate 10% depreciation. So, it is 900. For the third year, 9,000 minus 900, you'll get 8,100 into 10%. So, your depreciation will be 810. So, this is called as what? Diminishing balance method. In the sense, year after year, the depreciation goes on decreasing and it is not same in nature. So, it is different. It goes on decreasing. So, it is called as diminishing balance method. So, it is to be charged at 10% according to written down value method. So, we have followed written down value method. The depreciation will be charged as under. So, I have calculated depreciation. In the fourth year, what happens? 8,100 minus 810. So, on that amount, you have to calculate 10% depreciation. Hope you are clear with written down value method and how to calculate depreciation under written down value method. Now let us move on to the next topic. Let us see what is the difference between straight line method and written down value method. Hope you know the meaning of straight line method. Hope you know the formula of straight line method. And in the same way, you know the formula of written down value method or how to calculate written down value method. At the same time, meaning of written down value method also. Now let us see the few difference between straight line method and written down value method. So difference between straight line method and written down value method. So let us see what is the main difference here. Coming to the first one, we have amount of depreciation. So amount of depreciation, how it will be in straight line method? Equal depreciation is charged every year. So here the depreciation will be what? Equal. Suppose if the depreciation for first year is 10,000, for all the years it will be 10,000 only. So it does not change. Whereas coming to diminishing balance method or written down value method, depreciation goes on decreasing. Now if you see the problem only here. So it was 1000, next 900, next 810. So first year it was 1000, next year 900, next year 810. In the sense it goes on decreasing. Now clear? First difference, it will be equal, whereas here it goes on decreasing. And the second one, basis of calculation. On what basis we have to calculate depreciation under both the methods? Depreciation is charged on the original cost. Here we'll take what? Original cost. You know the formula. Original cost minus scrap value divided by life of the asset. That is the formula under straight line method where we are going to take the original cost of the asset. Whereas coming here, depreciation is charged on the reducing balance. Now see the problem here, we are going to charge on the reducing balance. This is the original cost. But for the second year, we are not going to calculate on the original cost. We are going to calculate on the reducing balance. That is the difference. That is, in straight line method, on this amount we are going to calculate each year. Or the diminishing value, on that amount we are going to calculate. That is a second difference. Now coming to the next one, zero level. In the book value of an asset can be reduced to zero also. That is, in straight line method, the book value of an asset can be reduced to zero also. But in written down value method, the book value of an asset can be never reduced to zero. So there is no chances that under written down value method, the book value of an asset does not comes to zero. Here it comes to zero. So these are the three difference. Now coming to the next one, combined effect of depreciation and repairs on profit and loss account. So combined burden on count of depreciation and repairs will be lighter in earlier years and heavier during the later years. What happens? In the initial years, depreciation and repair will be very lighter. After that, as the year passes, it goes on burdening. That is under straight line method. Whereas in written down value method, combined burden on account of depreciation and repairs will be almost equal over different years. Here what happens? In straight line method, initially the burden will be very lighter. Whereas here under written down value method, there will be equal burden. So in straight line method, initially it will be lighter and as the year passes it goes on burdening. Whereas in written down value method, there is no such type. There will be equal burden from first year to last year. Next one, rate of depreciation. So what is the rate of depreciation under straight line method? So rate of depreciation is kept low in comparison to diminishing balance method. When compared to written down value method and a straight line method, the rate of depreciation is very low. But when compared to here written down value method, rate of depreciation is kept high. So here the rate of depreciation will be high in comparison to this original cost method. When compared to straight line method, here the rate is high. But when compared to this written down value method and a straight line method, the rate of depreciation is low. Next one is approval of income tax authorities. Let us see whether it has been approved by income tax authorities. So this method, that is straight line method, is not approved by income tax authorities. So it is not approved by income tax authorities. Whereas coming to written down value method, this method is approved by income tax authority. So written down value method is approved by income tax authority, whereas straight line method is not approved by income tax authorities. So these were the few difference between straight line method and written down value method. Hope you have understood this. What is the difference between these two methods? Now moving on to the next concept, that is methods of recording depreciation. So we know we are going to learn about straight line method and written down value method. Under straight line method and under written down value method, what are the methods to calculate depreciation? So inside that, how we can change? That is known as what? Methods of calculating depreciation under straight line method and under written down value method. So the first one, charging depreciation to asset account. Here we are going to charge depreciation to asset account. So we'll come to know later when we are going to solve the problem. Now, second type is creating provision for depreciation account. So, here we'll charge the depreciation to asset account, whereas here what we'll do, we'll create a provision for depreciation account. So, these are the two methods where you are going to calculate depreciation under straight line method and written down value method. Next, we shall see that is how we are going to charge depreciation to asset account. That is the first method, charging depreciation to asset account. Now under this, the first entry is for recording purchase of asset. So first we'll record entry for purchase of asset. So what is the entry for purchase of asset? Asset account data to bank or cash account. So you know this entry. So when you purchase asset, asset comes to you. So debit asset, asset account data to bank or cash account. What goes from you? Cash or bank. So credit bank or cash account. So this is the entry for purchasing of asset. Clear? Your first entry is for what? Purchasing of asset. That is with purchase price plus carriage plus installation charge. So you know that along with purchase price we have to add carriage and installation charges. Next, second entry for deducting depreciation amount from the value of an asset at the end of every year. That is for charging depreciation. What is the entry? Depreciation account data to asset account. So you are going to charge the depreciation at the end of every year. First you will purchase asset. Your entry will be asset account data to cash or bank account. Next, for charging depreciation, depreciation account data to asset account. That is under first method, charging depreciation to asset account. Here you have to note. In your next type, this entry will change. Okay. Other than that, rest of the entries will remain same. That is depreciation to asset. Next, third entry is for what? For transferring depreciation to profit and loss account. Here you have debited depreciation. Now you have to credit the depreciation. That is profit and loss account data to depreciation account. So these are the three entries that comes under charging depreciation to asset account. Hope you are clear with this. Your first entry is for what? Purchasing of asset. What is the entry? Asset account data to cash or bank account. Second entry is for what? Charging depreciation to asset account. What is the entry? Depreciation account data to asset account. Third entry is for what? Transferring depreciation to profit and loss account. So your entry will be profit and loss account data to depreciation account. So these are the three entries under first method. Now coming to the second method, creating provision for depreciation account. Here I have told you, you have to be careful with the second entry. Okay, so your second entry changes. Now first entry as usual for recording purchase of asset account data to cash or bank account. That is for purchasing of asset, which includes purchase price, carriage, installation charges or any other expenses. Suppose there is transportation charges. So you have to add transportation charges also. Okay. So that is for purchase of asset. Now coming to the next one. Here we are not going to charge depreciation to asset. So if it was, then what was the entry? Depreciation to asset. Here what we are doing, for crediting depreciation amount to provision for depreciation account. We are going to open a new account, that is provision for depreciation account at the end of year. Now what is the entry? There it was depreciation to asset, correct? Now here depreciation account data to provision for depreciation account. Instead of asset, you are going to write it as provision for depreciation. So we are not going to charge depreciation to asset account. We are going to create a new account, that is provision for depreciation account. Your entry will be depreciation account data to provision for depreciation account. Hope you are clear with the difference. Okay. If you are charging depreciation to asset, your entry was depreciation to asset account. You are not charging depreciation to asset. You are creating a new account, that is provision for depreciation account. Your entry will be depreciation account data to provision for depreciation account. Next, third entry, transfer of depreciation to profit and loss account. So your entry remains same, profit and loss account data to depreciation account. In the last also it was profit and loss account data to depreciation account. Hope you are clear with this. There are two methods to calculate. One is charging depreciation to asset, where your second entry changes, and here also creating provision for depreciation. Here also your second entry changes. Other than that, your first entry will be for purchase of asset. Next entry, it will change. Third entry will be transfer of depreciation to profit and loss account. Hope you are clear with the entries. Hereafter, we shall solve problems under straight line method and written down value method. Very easy problem for 12 marks, and you have to go through the problem. Very easy to score 12 marks under depreciation chapter. So in my next session, I am going to discuss a problem on depreciation under straight line method. So I have told you, you will be having only two methods. One is straight line method, other one is written down value method. So in my next session, we shall start with straight line method. That is how to solve 12 marks problem under straight line method. So my dear students, hope you have understood the session. See you all in my next session with a new topic. Till then, take care. Thank you.